Dear brothers and sisters, it is said that initially there were only dust particles in this universe. Then from these particles, galaxies, Milky Ways, stars were produced. Then planets like Earth, Jupiter were produced from stars like Sun. Then favorable atmosphere was produced for living organisms on the Earth. At the first, microorganisms came in existence. Then small and large trees were produced. Then animals came in existence. It is said that then human being came in existence. Man was living in forest like other animals, vegetarian animals. Vegetarian animals and man were eating grass, leaves, stems, flowers, fruits, grains, roots, etc., which were tasty. Man was eating grains like wheat, jowar, millet, barley, green gram, red gram, horse gram, black gram, etc., up to when they were green and alive on the plants. Grains which are green and alive on the plants are alkaline, contain more vitamins, especially vitamin A, C and E, and they are tasty. So it is not necessary to heat or cook. Also, it is not necessary to use salt, spices to make them tasty. Carbohydrates, protein, fat present in these grains are simple, so it is easy to digest and absorb them in blood. A chemical of the name inositol is present in these green alive grains. Due to this, alkaline characters increase. Inositol help insulin and ovaries for their functioning. In these grains, calcium, iron, zinc, etc. minerals are available in free state. So for man and animals, it is easy to digest and absorb them in blood. Due to these alive grains, alkaline characters of animals increase. Body and blood of vegetarian animals and man is alkaline, and it should remain alkaline. If acidic characters increase, then possibility of getting diseases increases. But when this grain become dry on plant, it becomes unconscious. It becomes tasteless. Fatty acid, oxalic acid, trypsin inhibitor like troublesome chemicals are produced in these grains. These chemicals give trouble to man and animals. Due to these troublesome chemicals, acidic characters increase in human body and animals. Carbohydrate, protein, fat become complex and of long chains, so difficulties increase to digest and absorb them. Produced fatty acid hold calcium, iron, zinc, etc. minerals, so it becomes difficult to digest and absorb them. Produced trypsin inhibitor increases difficulties for digestion of proteins. Due to fatty acid and oxalic acid, acidic characters increase in grains. After a few days, this dry, unconscious, tasteless grain drops on the ground from plant. It mixes with soil, so it becomes unavailable to eat for man and animals in the forest. After many years, human beings started farming using intelligent brain. Initially started farming only for eating green alive grass, leaves, flowers, fruits, grain, stem, roots. Grains which was becoming dry, unconscious, tasteless on plant was collected and stored in the house for sowing, planting in the farm for next year. This initial farming was done only by man. Only self-work was there. So farming was less. So produced grain was limited. It was just enough for human hunger. So all produced grain was finished by man. So it was not necessary to store grains in house every year. But after some years, still more intelligence increased in man. So man started rearing, domesticating and using animals in farming. So man increased more area for farming. Man started saying that I have done more progress, but due to increase in more farming area, productions of farm increased. So quantity of produced grains increased. Grains remain green alive for only 20 to 30 days on plant. After that it becomes dry, unconscious and tasteless. It is impossible to eat so much of green alive grains in time period of 20 to 30 days. So quantity of dry unconscious grains started increasing. So man started storing dry unconscious grains in house. Some of the quantity was used for sowing plant planting, farming for next years. But still, much more quantity was remaining in balance. Then man started thinking what to do of so much of dry, unconscious, tasteless grains. Man was not finding any answer or solution. So man started eating dry, unconscious, tasteless grains helplessly. It was tasteless, so man started heating, cooking using salt, spices. This dry, whole, unbroken grain was requiring more time for cooking. So man started breaking and rupturing the grains. Man made pulses, powder, flours from grains. Man started grinding grains and pulses to make powders and flours. These pulses and flour require less time for cooking. Dry, unconscious, unbroken grain become alive after coming in contact with water. But pulses and flours and powders do not become alive after coming in contact with water, so they are dead. Like this, man started eating dead grains in the form of pulses and flours, and stopped or started eating in less quantity of healthy green alive grass, leaves, stem, roots, flowers, fruits, grains. In this way, man violated and disobeyed one law of God and nature. Now we will see how man violated second law of nature and God. Due to increased area of farming, quantity of sugarcane also increased. It was impossible to eat so much of sugarcane. So it started spoiling and becoming wastage product. So it was to be thrown away. So man started thinking about how to use increased quantity of sugarcane. So man used intelligence. Man made jaggery by heating sugarcane juice for many hours. And in this way, due to progress and using more intelligence, man started burning vitamins in sugarcane. When there was less rainfall, when there was drought, famine, or when there was emergency due to not getting any food, man was eating this man-made vitamin-less jaggery helplessly. Man was not eating jaggery daily or regularly as necessity. Then came industrial revolution. Man manufactured artificial refined sugar by adding artificial chemicals in jaggery. Man has forgotten this history, and now man is saying jaggery and refined sugar is my daily regular necessity. So I am doing sugarcane farming. In this way, man violated and disobeyed second law of God and nature. Now we will see how man violated third law of nature and God. When man was living in forest like other animals, before thousands of years, then man was forgetting milk after milking period of mother. Man and every animal should forget milk after milking period of mother is the law of nature and God. Man was obeying this law when he was living in forest. But when man started rearing and domesticating animals and using them for farming, then man started removing milk of domesticated animals for infants whose mother was died, or health of whose mother was not well, or whose mother's milk was less and not enough to fulfill hunger of infants. If excess milk was remaining after drinking by infants, then adult man tried to drink it. He felt good, so man started removing more milk of animals for drinking. When man started removing milk excessively, then man prepared butter, ghee and other milk products as food. In this way, man violated and disobeyed third law of nature and God. Now we will see how man violated fourth law of nature and God. When by mistake, unknowingly, oil was getting extracted through sesame, groundnut, coconut, etc., oil seeds, man started using that oil for not to stick pulses, flour, powder of grains to cooking pots. While cooking, then man understood that due to oil, taste of food increases. Due to oil, grains remain in good condition for many years. So man started using more oil. In this way, man started using dyed oil as food extracted from dried unconscious oil seeds. On the other hand, due to this, man stopped eating green alive sesame, groundnut, coconut, etc. oil seeds and other green alive plant parts. Due to using only oil extracted from oil seeds instead of whole unbroken oil seeds, man started losing carbohydrate, protein, fat, minerals, vitamins, etc. present in oil cake of oil seeds. In this way, man violated, disobeyed fourth law of nature and God. Now we will see how man violated fifth law of nature and God. Before thousands of years, when man was living in forest, man was drinking natural water from lakes, river, etc. directly as it was. There are all types of good and bad microorganisms in natural waters. Many diseases occur to man. Microorganisms responsible for these diseases were entering into human body through natural, non-treated water and raw uncooked food like all other animals. So natural defense power of human body was always ready to fight against all diseases. In this way, all animals and human beings were getting natural free of cost vaccinations. But when man started boiling and artificial chemical treatment of drinking water and also started heating cooking of food, then entry of all good and bad microorganisms into human body stopped. So production of natural defense mechanism of human body stopped. After making tremendous progress, man understood all these natural science. So then man started manufacturing various artificial vaccines using microorganisms responsible for various diseases. Man started buying and using these artificial vaccines. In this way, man violated, disobeyed many laws of nature and God. So nature started punishing human being. Man get punishments. Nature started disturbing health of human body. So man started getting diseases. So necessity of doctors, health workers was produced. So birth of doctors, health workers occurred in human society. I think if man will stop these mistakes and will obey and follow laws of God and nature, the occurrence of many diseases can stop or decrease in human body. If after getting diseases due to these mistakes, if man will stop these mistakes, diseases can be cured without medicines or with minimum medicines. I think in this way necessity of artificial modern allopathy medicines will be decreased in human society. So for getting benefit to all human beings of universe, please forward and subscribe my this video and YouTube channel of the name ctkude. Thank you.